Welcome to the session that I proposed so that we could all meet. This session came mainly because when I was reviewing your application documents, I saw that there were some things that are best said when we talk in person. So thank you guys for actually joining this meeting. Yeah, so I did that because I wanted you to see that some of the scholarships that you apply for, sometimes you are asked to have like a face-to-face interview. So each time you get into a meeting, you should be ready to introduce yourself in a much more confident manner. And I think I have also highlighted that the importance of these things, of knowing how to communicate. But with that, let's get into the presentation. So today we are going to talk about the Transilvania Scholarship, and this is for the academic year of 2025 to 2026. So mainly we are going to focus on how to win scholarships and what committees really look for and how to prepare them. And some of the things that I'm going to be discussing with you today are based on my personal experience or people that I've been interacting with who have been winning scholarship or who have been going to school from their bachelor's to their PhDs, having fully funded, scholarships with them. So why we are here is to share the key qualities of scholarship committees, what they value, and also review the best practices for CVs and motivation letters. And then later on, I'll be there to answer questions and guide with, further preparation. So what do scholarship committees look for? They look for academic excellency. In as much as there are quite a number of people who have managed to get scholarships with not so good grades. Right now, with where the world is going and all of that, like the competition is becoming stiff. So to actually sift yourself and to actually be able to be part of those things, you really need to be have good academic excellence. And the second thing is leadership initiative, research innovation, communication engagement, resilience and determination, passion for your field, communication and clarity. So we are going to delve into one of these points and discuss what the scholarship committee really needs. So the first one is academic excellence. There is no running away from that. You need to have a strong GPA, which shows that you are committed. But you also need to show some intellectual curiosity, like extra courses, academic clubs, competitions. An example is a student who researched for environmental solutions outside class. So what am I saying? In as much as when we are talking about academic excellence, we are not only talking about the GPA, but we are talking about those extra online courses that you do to enhance yourself, to make sure that you stand out from others. So those are one of the things that they consider. And to relate that with your applications for the Transilvania Scholarship, that means when you are writing your CV or writing your motivation letter, be sure to highlight those extra things that you are doing to show that you have some academic excellence things. So it's not all about GPA, but that intellectual curiosity as well. And then the second thing is research or innovation potential, and this is especially for grad or STEM scholarships. So if you are applying for a science-based program, you need to also show some research or innovation potential, showcase your curiosity, like how to do problem solving, some independent projects that you did. An example is like someone who studied AI and then they did some data analysis for a personal project. It doesn't have to be something big, but probably maybe there is a problem in your community and you gather some data based on your community and you do some data analysis on that. This is also one thing that shows that you have researched and you have some innovation potential. So all of these points that I'm describing, put them in mind whenever you're making your curricula vitae or whenever you're making your motivation letter. And then the other thing is leadership and taking an initiative. So leadership is not equal to a title. Leadership is shown through organizing, mentoring, starting something that benefits others. So you don't have to say, oh, I didn't have the platform, I didn't have the chance to be able to do that. You can actually do that community. Sometimes an example is like you offer tutoring in your community to students who are not able to afford, tutoring. You can highlight that. And an example is also a student who started a mental health campaign. Like for those who are going to be applying for masters during your BSc, try by all means to ensure that you do some activities so that when you're applying for that master's scholarshiip, you are able to, reflect on that and also show that you can actually lead, you can actually take an initiative, right? And then the next thing is communication skills. Say it very well. Can you write and speak clearly? You need to write strong essays, and also during interviews you need to show the clarity of purpose. An example is a student who is well versed in business, right? And they clearly explain their entrepreneurial vision. Remember, when you're applying for scholarships, there are others that ask you for interviews. So if you the first thing that speaks for you when you're not there are your documents. So what it means is that you have to write well in such a way that the person who's going to review your application will feel like, oh, they know Boateng, or oh, they know Anna, by the way they are able to express themselves in their writing. And this applies both to essays, this applies both to CVs. When a person sees your CV, they should be able to get to know the person you are. So one of the things that is important is communication skills, and you have to say it well, you have to be able to express yourself. And then the other thing is community engagement, giving back. If there's something that moves these scholarship committees, it is people who volunteer for work, people who have taken part in awareness campaigns, people who have done tutoring, people who are joining student organizations. An example is like you're a student and you know how to do photography, and then you volunteer to do photography for an NGO campaign. We all know that NGOs thrive on donations and all of that. You availing yourself to do that, to be able to do photography for them, it builds your CV. It builds something that you can reflect, that can reflect in your essay, that can reflect in your CV as well. So whilst I'm saying this, I want you to be able to know that it doesn't have to be something big, something that comes out in the news. Start from the community, start from within the spheres of the people that are around you. So I'm giving you this example so that you can see how to write your CV well and write your essays very well. And then the other thing is resilience and determination. Committees admires those who overcome adversity. So some people, I know they want to write a perfect essay that portrays a perfect story, but don't hide your story. Share what you have learned from it. Like, be able to learn from those things that made you question, like, will I be able to go through this? Like, learn to speak about that, turn them into a story that is compelling. Share how you learned from it. So don't hide, don't hop on the trend of having this perfect essay, perfect CV. If you struggled with school fees before, do that. An example is someone who worked part-time to fund their studies. This shows that you really want to achieve your goals. Story. I'm not saying get carried away in explaining it, but don't hide it. Show it up. That will actually show that this person is resilient and they are determined to achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. And then the other thing is passion for your field. Some people really miss out on these scholarships because they don't really show passion. Like in the essay, they are just writing about, oh, I want to do this because I want to leave poverty. I want to do this because, I want to be able to earn money from it, and that doesn't compel the committee to pick you. They need people who are passionate about you, about their field. So be able to sell yourself to the people who are reading, and then they'll be like, oh, if we don't enroll Boateng into this program, we would have missed out, because this passion that he has is something that he can actually that can actually turn into some things that are very innovative, that are, that will make the vision go a long way. So let your enthusiasm and long-term vision shine. An example is student who joined competitions to build projects and to also teach others. So don't shy away from all those things that you did. Probably you might have not come up as the first person in that competition, but the fact that you were there and you participated really counts. So don't forget to add that. Show passion for your field. And then so basically this wraps up some of the things that the scholarship committee looks for in the applications of the students. So I had to talk about this because I want you after tonight to go back to your CV, right? And look at it and see where it is lacking. Is it lacking some volunteering work? Is it lacking, expressing your passion for your field? Is it lacking some, are there any other online courses that you did and you did not put them inside your application? So that's one thing that I want you to reflect when you go back to your CV, when you go back to your application on the Transilvania Scholarship. So any questions in this section where we are at before I move on to the other section?